As part of your opportunity to help other people try Beachbody products and achieve their fitness goals, you may organize, host, and manage your own Beachbody Challenge Group or BOD group, so long as you abide by the guidelines set forth in the coach office, as well as strictly adhering to the following. When hosting, promoting, or conducting a Beachbody Challenge Group or BOD group, you must always identify yourself as an independent Beachbody coach. You must offer a random selection of Beachbody programs for the guest to sample during any weekly gathering, playing an entire fitness program in the workout order provided and over the duration of the entire fitness program, i.e. the precise 90 days of P90X or 60 days of insanity, is prohibited. The group may only consist of a coach describing and playing the Beachbody DVDs or streaming Beachbody on demand, BOD, for a group workout. Any workout offered may not be streamed live or broadcast through social media for participation by any individual or group in any remote location, separate from the actual physical location. A Beachbody Challenge group may be operated by a coach with participation by other challengers in person or virtually. A coach may offer prizes for the challenge group participants following the promotional and prize guidelines set forth in sections 5.2 and 5.21 of these policies and procedures. Minor children may not participate in any challenge group or BOD group workouts, as most Beachbody fitness programs are not intended for use by children under the age of 18. At no time may you act as a fitness or any other type of instructor in any group workout. You may not require a guest to pay simply to attend the Beachbody Challenge Group or BOD group and only complete the Beachbody workout. However, you may ask for a financial donation from the guest, A, to cover the cost of the facility rental where the workout is held, or B, if these guests wish to be served any supplements or consumables such as Shakeology or Beachbody Performance line following the workout. Each coach promoting or conducting a Beachbody Challenge Group or BOD group expressly understands and agrees that the company in no manner endorses, sponsors, or promotes any challenge group or BOD group offered by any coach. When hosting, promoting, or conducting any Beachbody Challenge Group or BOD group, you agree to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the company and its successors, assigns, affiliates, members, officers, and employees from any and all claims, causes of action, injuries, losses, damages, judgments, costs, or expenses, including attorney's fees and costs, arising in any manner from the challenge group or BOD group activities. Do not attempt to converse with someone who places a negative post against you, other independent Beachbody coaches, or Beachbody. You may report negative posts or your specific concerns to the compliance department via email at compliance@beachbody.com. Responding to negative posts simply fuels a discussion with someone carrying a grudge who does not hold themselves to the same high standards as Beachbody and therefore damages the reputation and goodwill of Beachbody. The more I read from this policies and procedures document, the more I'm surprised. Welcome to Snark Week Day 3. We are absolutely going to snark on the Beachbody Bros, and I can't wait. So make sure you have a delicious snack, maybe something delicious to drink, and buckle up because this just might be the wildest ride of them all. This live stream video is not intended to incite hate towards any particular individual or entity, but for the purposes of consumer education and consumer protection. All individuals included in this live stream video have published their content to social media publicly and present themselves as public figures. Therefore, per YouTube privacy guidelines, it is not required that I conceal the faces and usernames of these individuals. We are excited to have you here, excited to hear what you have to say in the live chat or in the replay crew. We have had so much fun on day 1 and day 2, and now rolling into day 3, we are pumped. Let's go ahead and roll the intro and get this started. Unmuted. Elaine, your mic. Hello, I'm DC. I'm not Elaine Bretteroft. I am an MLM dropout, and we're here to snark on the Beachbody Bros. Sometimes I have technical difficulties, and I'm just going to embrace it at this point. I'm glad you're here. Live chat, you're amazing. Replay crew, much non-culty love for you if you are catching this in the future. I have a special. We're down 2 snarkers, but we're not really down 2 snarkers because. Oh no! Hold on. Technical difficulty. Upload. I have a special little overlay so they can be included. So
yes.
we're here in the corner. So I might make them a little bigger, but yes. So glad you're all here. Oh, Kirsty, hi. Hello, Jessica. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Amy because we've been having new people every live stream and replay. I want everyone to be introduced, and we will introduce Amber and Jen. I don't know what the right word is, but since they're not here, we're going to say a little bit about them too after Amy and Cheryl have gone. So, Amy.
Awesome. I am just cringing over that video. I don't know why I watched that and thought, I'm going to do that. But okay, so just funny story, and then I'll introduce myself. My best was when, oh my gosh, sweat into the oldies. I know all those routines still. Anyway, so when I was teaching up in Seattle, I taught Turbo Kick, and then the class after me was Bollywood, and it was so much fun. Okay, so like the Indian dancing, so much fun. Well, the instructor couldn't make it, and I had to sub in Country Heat for Bollywood. And so like I had probably 50 people that were there to do Bollywood, and I had to do Country Heat.
Oh
it was
my
one
God.
of the worst. It was one of the worst classes I've ever done. Anyway, it was so bad. So my name's Amy, and I am a Beachbody dropout. I was a diamond coach. And really just saw, once you see the inner workings and the curtain gets pulled back a little bit more and you start to see what it takes to be successful, I couldn't continue doing it anymore. So, so then I actually did go to another MLM after Beachbody, but Beachbody definitely was the one that impacted me the most. So yeah, Cheryl.
My turn. I am, of course, an MLM dropout, multiple MLMs over the past 8 years because I was jumping to try to rank higher than an Emerald, which brings me to the fact that I was with Beachbody for 8 years consistently and never got above an Emerald coach and tried my hardest. Funny story, signed up my dogs, my husband, anybody in the house that could be put as a challenge pack owner was a customer or a coach of mine. But yeah, so now we just, I made some amazing friends outside of, and I'm going to call them friends. I've made some amazing friends outside of Beachbody because I do not have any friends left in Beachbody for some reason. I'm blocked from all of them. But there's no strings attached. There's no culty love gaslighting, and I just want to help people see the other side, not make the same mistakes that I made. But I'm going to have to make Amy show me some videos of Country Heat because I need that.
Yeah,
I need that in my life.
I've got them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was going through videos today, because when you're going to teach the class, you have to video yourself doing it to make sure. Oh, snap.
Yes. All right. And I'm going to pass it to, I guess, DC. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jen and Amber, important things came up. Amber is an anti-MLM creator. She is a mom. She is an incredible advocate for informing the consumer and talking about predatory practices in multi-level marketing. She has her own YouTube channel. We're streaming to Amber's channel for her tonight. And if you don't know, she's active, like super active on Instagram. Her and all of our DMs are always open. She's someone great to follow. It's always interesting, and I'm losing my words, but it's always a good time in her stories. So you definitely have to click on the stories to see what's going on with Amber. And Jen is the certified trainer you've always been looking for, the one that you were hoping to find in Beachbody. You're going to find her in Jen. She has tons of certifications that help her advocate for you as one of her clients. She makes all of the things that she writes for her clients available for them after they stop paying her. So even she has this nifty app as a current client you can use, but when you say, hey, I really feel like I can advocate for myself in the programs you've written, I can move forward by myself, you still get access to those via Google folder, which is incredible. She's not greedy in terms of, oh, if you're not going to pay me, you don't get anything. It's incredible. And if you're looking for a trainer who actually has a healthy mindset regarding food and fitness, Jen B's your girl. Her link's going to be in the description below for Instagram, and you can message her in her DMs. So yes, this is Jen. She is going to be hanging out with us in the comments. She's actually getting another certification tonight, which is amazing. So she's great. All of these ladies are great. They've kind of welcomed me with a non-culty hug into their group. I've never been in Beachbody. I just have a lot of big feelings towards Carl and all the other coaches. And you may also hear me talk about what he wears on stage, but that is probably the only time I'm going to say something about what someone's wearing. So, yeah. Yep. Oh no, I'm 12 minutes in and we haven't started the video. I feel like I just feel the weight of Reddit on the back of my mind. I'm just like, I'm trying to be nice, dude, because like I genuinely appreciate feedback, but I can't like unhear it. So I'm like, oh,
right.
Yeah,
you're okay.
All right, so let me. Oh, we got to take Jen. I need to move them over. Oh, can we be on the bottom? Nope. Okay, Jen and Amber, I'm gonna have to take you off for just the video reaction, but I'll put you back on when it's just us. I didn't align that correctly. Let's see.
Can we just do a little plug real quick for the 2 shirts that DC designed today?
Yes. Did you get the black one? The gray and black one? I want the gray and black one, DC.
Oh, well, I'll put it up. She got another one that said, damn it, Carl. So
I did. I bought the damn it, Carl one.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah.
Saw that. She's like, I had to make this for Dad.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. So I have a sweatshirt. I'm not getting any kickback. I just thought it was funny that we make merch with our Shark Bit logo. And then we have a Damn It Carl shirt. And it is censored for you if you don't like to offend people. There's an asterisk where the A is supposed to go, which is appropriate. So, and I will make a black and gray sweatshirt to put up there too for if people want that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Video. I'm going to upload it because I forgot to. Remove from studio.
While you're doing that, can you please explain to me how in the world you found Carl in that country video? Like I literally thought it was a country singer.
No.
I did too.
So when they launched it at Summit, that was the video that they showed, and they launched it with that video on the big screen at Summit. And then Autumn came out with a bunch of her peeps, and they did a whole routine. And there's a country singer who did it. Was it Jody Messina? I don't know my country people.
Me neither.
I'm not a country fan, but she came out too and did it as well. And then they sold it at Summit for the first time that year.
Wow.
So
I did a double take.
In it. Someone commented on that.
Yeah, Cupcake is in it.
Cupcake is in country. He's the one whose wife has lost her marbles. I don't even remember which. What are her MLMs? Bellamy.
She's with Modare. She still has a Modare link on her website.
Wow.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
She's the one who was so toxic of it's your own effing fault, blah, blah, blah.
Stop embarrassing your husbands.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe you shouldn't be putting on Bellamy, Modare, and Lime Life. I think Lime Life kicked her out. Lime Life kicked her out and she went to Bellamy, but I think Sensi is on there too. I think Sensi was on hers.
Wow.
Yeah. Bellamy and Modare got kicked out of Lime Life.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn. There's no sound on this because so there's going to be periods of time where there's sound and there's no sound. So because there's copyrighted music and not, so that's why there's no sound on this one. And I've put a logo in between the reels we're looking at so we can know to pause and talk and stuff. So this first guy is our buddy Dylan Favre, and I'm so bummed that Amber's not here to dish out all of the stuff on it. She may have to do some stories tomorrow that we can share. Or maybe when she gets back. But yeah. He is the spouse. He's a military pilot of Emily Favre. And that's all you need to know. I'm just kidding.
That's it.
It's wild. And they both exploit their kid on TikTok and Instagram. And I have blurred out their cute little kid. I think I blurred her out in multiple spots. It's hard to find all the spots that they did. They didn't blur her.
Well, she's in everything.
Yep, yeah, because she's the moneymaker for him.
Yeah.
For social.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, Dylan. Exactly right.
Oh, Dylan.
Yes. Dylan is also the one who went into Amber's DMs and tried to gaslight her into getting on the phone about the alleged fake vaccine COVID test or fake COVID test for them to go to Bora Bora. Is that what it was, Amy?
Yeah, they were in Bora Bora. And so they originally got the information with Bora Bora. And then when everyone was going to Punta Cana, they disseminated that information on a team chat so that if there was anyone going to Punta Cana, that they could make it work.
They could take their COVID test.
Funny story. That is big time trouble if you are in the military and you're doing that. So if y'all have screenshots of that, I will get them to the proper JAG to look at that. So if you have it, send it to me or send it to Amber or Cheryl because incredibly inappropriate and dangerous. All right. So this is a kind of a sponsored ad for those sunglasses. Oh, I forgot to blur her face. Sorry. God dang it. Okay.
I mean, it's really hard too because she's the focus. So
she is in everything.
Yeah.
How much was it?
How much was it? This is when they're making a joke about him buying a $400,000 plane when she was out of town, which, she's not the type of person to let him do whatever he wants. It seems like, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know how she is, but I've seen her on a Zoom call. So
to me. So you're not gonna tell me how much was it?
Okay, they gave it to me.
I don't believe you.
Why?
How are they gonna give you something like that?
They gave this. They gave to me. Hey.
Francis, are you in pain?
Just the normal amount.
The normal amount of pain is none.
And you see, where'd the logo go? Okay, so you see, you see the mom, Emily, in the background, filming her, coaching her to say all this stuff. Yeah. And they're going to make thousands of dollars on these TikToks. And I don't know about Instagram, but on the TikToks, you're going to make money. Reels are also monetized. Yeah. Exploiting your kid.
Well, and almost every other story is a sponsored ad.
Every story.
That's not notified to the public.
And then absolutely. For him too. For Dylan too. I mean, she started tagging Dylan in a lot of her stories so that he could start gaining more traction. And he's either a sponsored ad on his stories or you have the child that's always on his stories, right? Him showing him being a dad, which good for you for being a dad, because not a lot of people are. But we live in a world where this stuff is going to be forever, right? And think about, if you go back to, if you look at all children that were stars when they were younger, think about all the problems they had when they were growing up because of the fame. She's not even in school yet.
Yeah, and there's a lot of rules already around kids who are in the film industry about protections, about time that they can work and having a specific amount of money set aside so that their money that they earned isn't squandered by their parents. And I would say a lot of the money that they're earning on TikTok belongs to their kid.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, yeah. And so it was interesting. I saw her stories today's stories because someone had commented on it in Reddit. And whenever Emily has something and Ella's like, "Oh, mommy, I want that. Buy it for me." That's like her standard thing. And Emily's like, "Oh, it's so cute." I'm like, "No, it's not." Like her closet is ridiculous. Emily did a whole closet thing of Ella's stuff, and most of the things still had the tags on them.
Yep.
And
you really think that she makes enough money with Beachbody to buy a plane comfortably?
Well, I don't know. So I think she's making a ton of money on TikTok, and I think she's making a ton of money on Reels. I don't know about YouTube. They didn't look super popular on YouTube. So she's getting lots of sponsorships. You can get between like 15 and like at her level with having the millions of followers, she's probably getting between $15,000 and $60,000 a partnership. So it's a lot of money.
And and keep in mind, if as far as like the Beachbody income, they don't release a ton on the coaches, and the way they do their income disclosure is incredibly deceptive, because they just put all of the diamond coaches together, whether you are a diamond or a 1-star or 15-star, you're all together. But the 2020 income disclosure to the 2021 income disclosure, the top salary dropped by $600,000.
What?
So it's a big difference. It is a big difference in money coming down. And so, like, I'm just saying, that was so interesting to me.
The thing that's very interesting, I actually went and stalked her TikTok earlier today, and all of the videos that pretty much have Ella in it have about 1 million views. If they just have just them, they're like maybe 500,000, but they're not over 1 million. So that kind of worries me, right? Because
they know.
What was that girl's name? Ren.
Yep.
What was that girl's name that people were basically being able to see that the videos with her and pedophiles were watching?
Yep,
I mean, that's scary.
Yep, they're rewatching parts on YouTube. You can go, it's either through a different program or some people have a beta feature. You can see what part of the video has been rewatched. When you go to their videos with Ren in it, you can see parts of the video have been watched when she's in the bathtub or she's all this inappropriate stuff.
And this is what makes it really bad, right? Because Dylan's the dad. So he should be, I mean, and I'm not saying that we're on Beachbody Bros today, right? So moms can stand up as well, but we're on the bros today. So we're going to just put this on Dylan. I mean, that's your daughter, right? Like,
well, and
what is wrong with you?
Here's the thing though. I mean, it's what they teach you to do, because when I was going through, my old videos to try and find some that we could roast me on, which I uploaded to DC, just so you know.
Love it.
Oh, I need to upload mine.
My kids were in most of them. And it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now?
Like, I agree with you. It's my kids now. Like, I used to fight with my kids because I'm like, why don't you want to be on a video? Right. And they were like, Mom, stop it. And now people are like, do you even have kids? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but they don't want to be on video. So I don't put them on video. Right. Yeah. I only share like special memories, and I ask if I can share it, because if not, like they're kids, right? This is on the internet forever.
Well, and her and Dylan, in my opinion, and it wasn't just them, actually, it was most of them that were in the top. They brought their kids to Summit. Some of them flew them in just for the awards night so that they could be there, so they could have like the full family and look, it's the whole family that did it. Ella was miserable. The faces, like, she was crying. She wanted to go home. She was exhausted. And it was like, how do you explain this to a 3-year-old that, no, you need to smile because you're on the big screen and, you know, you need to act your part. And she was just like, I felt so bad for her. I'm like, let that baby go to bed.
Right.
Yeah, they flew her in so they would look better, that that their association with their cute kid, they would get more like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. So they get a little ego boost from that. And I sound very mean saying this. I am not, and again, I don't have kids, but I have really good parents. And my brother and his wife have 3 kids, and they're incredible parents, and they advocate for their kids, and they don't spoil them, but they really do say like, no, we're not going to do this because they need to be able to sleep, or we're not going to get a babysitter, or, you know, like they make sacrificial decisions to support the mental and physical health of their kids. That's what I have to go on, and that's what I got from my parents.
Right.
Let me ask you a question before we continue playing. What changed in both of y'all's mind going from having y'all's kids in the MLM videos? Like, what was the turning point for y'all that you said, oh my gosh, I'm starting to like see things a little bit differently? Because there might be parents in MLMs watching this, and they might have been in y'all spots before where you're like, I don't see it as a big deal. I don't know why you don't want to be in the video with me. Like, what was the turning point for y'all, and what would you say to those parents?
For me, it was, I started to realize that I was looking at every single activity and every single thing that we did for content. I always had my phone out. Okay, we're going to go to the beach together, kids, but I had to make sure that I was videoing and have pictures, you know, because, oh, look how great my life is. But then my kids were like, Mom, put your phone down, like, be with us. Yeah. And it was those things that started to like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And the funny thing is people aren't buying challenge packs from that. They're not. So why are we doing it to these poor kids?
Yeah. And that's the same thing. So my kids are 7 years apart. And my youngest basically only knew me always working out with Beachbody, because I started when he was 2 years old. Right. And so he was always in the workout videos that I was creating. He was always in there doing it. And then my oldest started asking me to please stop posting. I mean, he became like a teenager, right? And he went into the middle school years, started hitting puberty, and he started asking me to stop posting pictures of him, right? Stop, Mom. And I was like, why? And I totally ignored him, like completely ignored him, right? But my youngest is actually really fun and freestyle like me. Like, he'll just start breaking out dancing in the middle of a grocery store, and he doesn't mind. Like, we went for a walk the other day and we were at the park, and he was like, hey, Mom, can you take some pictures of me and post them? You haven't posted me in a while, right? And I'm like, are you sure? Like, and that's because for me, I do that for my family back home and on Facebook, but that's still me trying to justify the reason that I put my kids on. And it's like, you start realizing this, if they're not comfortable with it, why are you doing it? Right. Yeah. Unless your kid says like, let me join in and dance with you. Right. Yep. Like, you don't do it.
No. And it's been interesting. Like, my youngest, sometimes he's like, because he's the one that he was making me play Pokemon with him the other day. And he's like, they can hear me and I want to teach your friends how to play, but I don't want them to see me. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Yeah. You know, and so whereas before, like, I have so many things of him when he was a baby, and because that was normal. It was so that you could market to your niche.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
It's in a sense, it's good for us to have those, right? Because we see them as babies, but it's sad because we use them as content. We didn't cherish the moments of them being that age. We use them as content. Like, why couldn't I just work out with my kid and record myself and love that moment instead of being like, oh my God, this is going to sell me a challenge pack. Mamas are going to see that I can do this, right? That's sad.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oh, no, Carrie, you are not the only one that finds that weird. Emily and her daughter dress alike.
Is very weird.
And yeah, she calls her bestie. It's weird. It's weird.
She'll learn when she's a teenager.
Oh, right. Ooh.
This dude is Jamie Fitzpatrick, and I only found out about him because Amy and Cheryl and Jen and Amber sent him my way, and we're gonna listen to him in the talk. But these are 3 of his like reels and that he posted. Remove ad. Sorry, my dog's barking. Oh no! Okay.
Shit, there, I swear, I got it.
Give a manipulative about to come up.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
That's because he's in the Lift 4 videos.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was all music, but he said I had a level of okay.
I had a level of gratitude last week that is hard to describe. Throughout the week, I had to take moments to myself to get collected. This is so long. During rehearsals, I had planned on speaking about men's health and how we needed to take care of our men, which he did from the previous clip. Carl Deichler. I wasn't nervous about speaking in a stadium like this. I just wasn't sure if I would be able to get over what I wanted. What does that even mean?
So James is Kim Fitzpatrick's husband. He was in first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we'll hear it in the call at the end if I don't keep pausing this a million times. But
you're fine.
Because you know how I am. But he was picked up a phone and said like, "Oh yeah, I know you're the better coach, but I'm on stage right now." It was like a whole little like gimmick, but I was just kind of like, I mean, it was just whatever.
I felt so much gratitude right before we went on. The emotions were high. Couldn't think of better speaking partners. That jump! Exclamation point. And then more.
Okay, just more of him posting himself on his stories.
Or reposting
other people.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So like Heather said, so he had a heart attack in 2019.
Okay.
And that is what they talk about it all the time.
All the time. And that would help Kim explode her business.
Mm-hmm.
From what I heard. From what I have been sent in my DMs is that they signed up the ambulance driver as a coach. We will give her credit. Time. She did save her husband's life. We will give her credit for that, and that is admirable, like very admirable. But recording your ambulance ride and signing up your ambulance driver is a little culty, right? Okay.
Yes, the ambulance driver.
How do you, from a marketing perspective, how do you recover from that? Or how does every single person who follow you not say, this is wrong, this is cringy, what the hell? You're saying that your husband is about to die. He's on his way to the hospital for doctors to try to save him. And you're saying, great opportunity to sign someone up for Beachbody?
Well,
and he was healthy. He was healthy before, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the fact that he was like overweight and had some big weight loss story. He was already a top 10 coach. He was healthy already, but ended up having a heart attack. And she did save him, right? Which is admirable. Right? Because I wouldn't even know what to do in that situation. But yeah, they took it. That's how she.
But I mean, let's seriously. So she was saving him, filming, and recruiting the ambulance driver. Like, girl's got some skills.
Yeah.
We love a multitasker.
Oh
yeah, I'd love to have.
Maybe learn a different thing.
But again, though, here's the problem, and I think someone else had mentioned it somewhere else, but the whole network viewed that as so inspirational.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Seriously?
Yes. Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Very inspirational. Yes.
The only thing inspirational is her saving her husband's life and calling the ambulance. Like
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. That's where it should have stopped.
Yeah, and then
right?
they're saying, hey, you know what? In any life situation, you're not only supposed to keep yourself alive and keep other people alive, you're supposed to recruit people too. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and the fact that he was top 10 and then now she's top 10, it's all like, so at least I guess they're not stacking. They're both working the business. So I mean, I guess I'll give him that. But the amount of like money they have to have going through their funnel is bonkers. Because they both have really large teams.
Wow. So Heather said they all talked about it. They said Jamie wouldn't have recovered if he wasn't in Beachbody, and Kim wouldn't have been able to give him CPR without Beachbody programs. I mean, giving CPR is, I mean, it does tire you out. I mean, it does take physical stamina to do that. I'm like shocked. I'm shocked. Oh my God. My dad had a heart attack in 2020, and then my 13-year-old son saved his life. I really missed an opportunity here for commission. Well, I'm so glad that your son was able to save your dad's life. That's
incredible. And your son's not even in Beachbody, and he was able to save him. That's amazing. I mean, the amount of spinning of everything is because of Beachbody. Everything.
Okay. So here are some of the comments that I've received about Kim and what's his name.
Okay.
They promoted using fake accounts to keep active when people said they couldn't afford to.
Wow.
They always had toxic positivity, could not stand any negativity. Called everyone her best friend. That's Kim. Oh, there's a better one. Hold on. And then, come on, hurry up, Reel. Sorry, you all. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Followed her when I was Beachbody because she's Canadian like me. Her husband had a heart attack, and she used it to push her healthy lifestyle like he wasn't fit prior to the attack.
Wow.
And here's another one. Her husband had a massive near-death episode about 3 years ago. I could help feel like he used to the advantage of her husband. It was sick. The other coach I can't read this. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah, I can't read that. Nope. All right. Here's the last one I can read. Promise. Kim Fitzpatrick comes off as a servant leader. She is anything but. Had a meltdown when her team wouldn't fake diamonds so she could keep elite. Told her team that she got elite, they would get perks too. No. Nothing for the team. When the team questioned what she did, she shut them down. During COVID, when you weren't allowed to have anyone in your home, she had a photo shoot for her headbands collection and 5 other coaches, no masks. She openly states she worked in the healthcare for years, so she should know better. And these were anonymous messages that were sent to me from people. That's why I couldn't read the other one. So just so y'all know.
That's fine. I'm just shocked.
So one person that did send it to me, and I won't look at it, I won't try to find it, but I do remember somebody who sent me a DM who told me that they had like marketing bucks. Jamie has marketing bucks that he will send out to like his coaches to help them rank up.
Are you serious? That's against their policies and procedures.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I for sure am a rule person. I mean, I married a lawyer. I get it. I'm just like, I like the details. They seem to matter. And again, you see all these people getting to the very tippity top, breaking the rules. And so what are the people in the mid to lower tiers of their pyramid structure supposed to do if they say, yeah, I'm going to follow the rules? All these people at the top, the Fitzpatricks,
Ashley, like Haley, like
Ashley, Shannon. Hey, Oh, Haley. Yeah, we looked at her stories today. That was a wild ride. Just wild. Man. And then in their policies and procedures, they say, please reach out to compliance because our standard for Beachbody is so high. And it's like, what standard? It must be
They
a
don't
different
have a standard.
than what's playing in reality. Good Lord.
He
All
sends
right.
out gift cards. Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Okay, this has got to be Michael, right?
Yes. Michael Ullman or I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
My God.
Yeah!
You're not going to wake up one day with some extra time, or you're not going to wake up one day and have some extra money in your bank account.
This is a different one.
I think,
This is David.
This is David Atkins. So the other one was Michael, and I mixed them up, and I'm like, they don't really look alike. I'm just confused. I was downloading them. Yeah.
And here's the thing: they
sound alike.
They do, and there aren't very many bros in the company, and they all kind of run together.
Yep, they all start looking like each other too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Emma, you're right. Compliance is damage control, so people don't go to the FTC.
Yep.
So that's exactly why I started going to the FTC, because I got sick and tired of getting fake, the same response for everything.
You need to understand.
And this dude, David Atkins, wants to be like some kind of motivational something or other because he does these like, you can do it and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay.
Nobody's going to rescue you. At the end of the day, it's on yourself. It's on you to make a decision. And you know what stops most people from succeeding? It's the start. So understand, if it's a priority in your life, you will always find a way. Otherwise, you're just going to find an excuse.
And I think this is the other guy right?
Yeah,
this is the first guy. And look how I included this because look how wobbly this bike is. I'm just going to go back again. Look at it. You see it? Look at
my Echelon. My little $500 Echelon is way more stable than that. Way more stable than that.
That's just wild. My Peloton doesn't move, and I've seen really great bikes for like 150 that don't move an inch when you're on them, and it's just like, what were they thinking with this bike? Who cares if it has a small footprint? There's bikes that are cheaper with a way smaller footprint that don't wobble like that. It's like one of those Weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. Like, okay, great, but I mean, we don't really want a wobbly bike ride.
No.
Well, didn't fall off. Yay!
Jen posted. He's plagiarized this content. The reel that David did. You hear that from so many of like the Tony Robbins, and you'll either find a way or you'll find an excuse. It's all the same thing. And that's why I started doing like this stupid, like inspirational reels, because it is so easy to read your personal development in the morning and then just regurgitate it as if it is yours.
I mean, Rachel Hollis made a lot of money off of doing that.
I know.
Oh, yeah, she plagiarizes everything.
I missed my chance.
You did.
Yeah. Rachel forgot we all read, and we've read other books than her stuff, and that we know that she's stealing it from other people. And I say that in actuality because we can look at the quotes in your book that you forgot to cite in other books of people who have actually said them or people who have actually spoken them. So don't come for me.
Right.
And David actually does have a book, and he is now doing like speaking engagements and stuff. He is a former police officer, and I think Michael is as well.
Yeah, they both are. They say that in the speech that we're about to listen to, which is okay.
They just gave me a headache.
Yeah, and then when he was saying like, oh, no one's going to come save you. Well, police officers do come sometimes and save you, and so do firemen, and so do social workers, and so do parents, and so do like there's sometimes when people can step in. So like I know what he was trying to say, but it just misses the mark for me. It's just as frustrating.
Well, and there are sometimes that no matter what you do, you are going to have help. You cannot change some things on your own.
Yep.
And they very much forget that level of privilege, that not everybody has the same access to resources that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Oh, geez. Rookie mistake. Let me go back. Sorry.
I was going to say, did you have to throw that in there with Dylan?
Oh, God.
Joel, one more Freeman.
Oh, Joel.
One more. No, one more. One more. One more.
So annoying.
One more. One more to go. One more. We got one more left.
So, this is another reel. There was supposed to be music, but it is copyrighted. So he is going through his day, and I don't know what kind of joke he was supposed to be making, or that Beachbody was having him make, but it just
it's because of his program, Lift More. More options, lift more.
Oh, see, again, me not having context, and that's the problem too. There's no
and that whole thing on his counter right there is called the Joel stack. It's what he wants you to purchase for his program,
which costs probably close to $500.
Oh, I'll bet. And I will tell you right now, if you've never tried Energize, don't. It's I had allergic reaction to it. Not saying you will too, but it doesn't taste that good. Take Drip Drop. Take Liquid IV. Or something. Jeez.
There are a lot of pre-workouts that taste better and that are not nearly the cost.
Yeah, 100%.
Now we're cooking something.
More.
Oh, just more? Okay, I get it now.
More. Everything's more.
That's just so dumb. Did Carl come up with this marketing plan?
He probably did.
Did you see Joel doing the Tour de Ponce today?
Oh, yeah. I included that too.
Of course you did.
I had to.
And don't dry
It's the very first ever
Tour
de Ponce. Not the Tour de France. This is the Tour de Ponce.
Come on.
Autumn Calabrese. Justin flexing.
Oh, I did it again. God dang it. Hey, is when you're riding a bike for that, are you supposed to move around like Autumn's moving when she's on the cycle?
No.
You're supposed to be stable when you're riding your bike. Like you shouldn't be like going back and forth, like side to side. You shouldn't be wobbly.
Sorry, I did it. Okay. We have to listen
it's
to
the very first ever Tour de Ponce. Not the Tour de France. This is the Tour de Ponce. Autumn Calabrese. Justin Flexen. Jared Sklar and Jenny Haushin are hosting a 3-week campaign to challenge anybody who has a pair of pants that just hang abandoned in the closet, but those pants that they just fit a little too tight. This year, pulled out the pants, put them on. Nope. I'm pulling these out, and I'm going to hang them by my butt.
Carl is fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why were you trying to fit into a smaller size? I don't understand. I mean, I know why he's trying to do it, but I don't get it.
You've been running this company for how many years?
23.
This is showing it is not a continual thing. You go up and down, you yo-yo right in that, because like Carl was really the first transformation with P90X. Doesn't keep it. And if this is not a weight loss company, then why are you putting that pair of pants up there?
Yep. Good question. The world wonders.
Could you also please explain to me why the only person that is like a certified like cycle instructor is not part of this Tour de Ponce thing? Like, what did JJ do to make Carl mad?
Well,
pick on Autumn?
Yeah, it's interesting because are they normal instructors for?
I think that the one guy is, and I think that's the only thing he does. And you can tell if you go back through, you can tell who like the cycle instructors are just by the way that they're cycling.
Yeah, they look completely different than. I mean, I watch my Peloton people, so it's like you see that, and then you see this. I'm like, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right.
Emma's mentioning Jared Sklar. He was one of them. Is he the one that did the speech at Summit? Emma, I don't know if you saw it, but he was really inspirational. I thought he was great.
He only does cycle. Okay. I didn't know that. I don't know a lot about Beachbody.
I think the main one though is why is it Autumn and not Jennifer?
And not JJ. Yeah.
Because she taught at Peloton. Like that.
Wow.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And someone mentioned Mike, and I just did not have the mental energy to have to go through Mike's page because he makes me mad. Mike Karpenko, he's another big problem.
Yeah.
Dang. That's really weird that they didn't have an actual cycle instructor. I don't know.
I'm sure you have to have some type of certification to teach spin classes, right? I mean, I can't just be a cycle instructor.
Yeah. No, it's a very different skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense when they're promoting a lift program to then be focusing on getting smaller. It's so stupid.
Joel's his other moneymaker.
Yeah.
Because he's a
and they're gonna
it's like
be my Tour de France pants for 3 weeks starting September 5th. We're going to do 5 rides a week for those 3 weeks and see if I can fit into those pants again by the end of September. It's Tour de France starting September 5th.
Can't wait. Can't wait. I mean, I can wait, but I can't. All right. Okay. The talk's about to start.
Please welcome to the stage two-time elite coach, David Atkins.
I win. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Wow!
He just got off a yacht or something.
How exciting is it to be here at a live event after 3 years? Woo! There is nothing like being together, seeing you guys, nothing like the community, nothing like not being on another Zoom call to come together and be here, because this is going to be a rocket launch for all of us, and I truly believe it. Who feels me here? I'm really excited about what I get to discuss with you guys and what's coming in the next 20 minutes, but I have 3 quick questions for you. By a show of hands, how many ladies in the room struggle with an unsupportive, difficult spouse, male spouse, a significant other? Show of hands. If you're not raising it, you're lying.
Oh, well, why'd you ask the question, bud?
How many ladies in the room want to know how to get their male spouse?
This is not a good sign. Look how much of the video we've got. Here's my thing. If you're actually doing a great speech and you're asking for audience participation and then you get participation, then you say, no, you all should have been raising your hand. You're lying. That is like a pet peeve of mine. It's like actually, especially the same thing, fishing for a warm market when you post polls to Instagram. I know it's not the same thing, but it's like you're not really asking for advice. You're just looking for people who clicked on it so that you can go talk to them. Get out of here.
Yeah, and what Heather said.
Or you interact yourself.
David has only been elite 2 times, and he was not last year. He was not elite or premier.
Dang, David, what are you doing, bud?
Right, Michael was elite last year, and Jamie was premier, which is a step down from elite. And then David wasn't either.
Wow. What a telling story.
Significant other involved more in the business. Show of hands. There we go. And how many men in the audience, for the men that are there, or the live stream, I see you, want to know how to actively build this business?
Why aren't we...
Well, I'd like to say that I went through all 3 areas and had success, so I know it's not possible, it's past possible to succeed in these areas. So what you're...
Jennifer, I think that they post them on different like Zoom, Facebook groups, but also at, they have them listed sometimes on the website, don't they? Cheryl and Amy, or how do you...
Sometimes they will post them in like the TBB coach 411, but oftentimes what they do during the year is they post like where you're at within your region, but then they'll tell you who like your top 10 are. And so if you were not in, it's really hard to find out the ranking.
Yep, because they don't want to let any information leak.
If you are in and you would like to send us any rankings or information,
we'd love to see it.
I found out because someone did send me the Premier and Elite list from last year.
Oh, sweet. Well, if y'all want to be nice to Amy again, I'm encouraging you to.
Please.
going to hear in the next 20 minutes and what you're hearing at Summit is an opportunity of a lifetime to take what you learned and apply it. But my question for you,
Oh, sweet Emma,
before I
thank
call out
you.
my two friends, are you willing to take advantage of the lifetime of this opportunity that's
No.
presented to you? That's what's going to make a difference.
Absolutely
So without further
not.
ado, I want to bring out my two good friends, fellow rock stars, Jamie Fitzpatrick and Michael Coleman.
Somebody, good.
What's with the fist bumping?
We're here.
We're here.
Holy cow,
I
we're here.
was saying I'm usually insecure about my thinning hair, but up here I feel really good. Really good.
It's a joke.
Yep.
It's my opening joke. In my
No,
Got
honey,
it.
I'm on stage right now. Yeah, talking. No, about you being unsupportive when we started. Yeah. I know you're a better coach than I am right now. So it's okay.
All jokes.
I gotta go.
Is that supposed to be
So
funny?
let's
Super
Okay.
funny.
Got it.
get right into it. One of the biggest struggles is really dealing with the unsupportive male spouse or significant other. And really, how do you deal with that unsupportive male spouse? And I think one of the big things, Jamie, we often hear about is how important communication is. So I'd love for us to kick off and talk about that importance.
Yeah, communication, we hear that buzzword. I don't know if it's a buzzword. We hear it
It's
so
not
much.
a buzzword.
Of course,
Good
it's
Lord.
important. I think
What? Wait a second.
I did this when I started.
Pause. I've been married for 12 years. Communication is the key to a marriage. It's not a buzzword.
No. And I think that is the most fascinating thing to me. And someone mentioned it, like, oh, Kristen, bashing your significant other is what they do. Melanie Mitchell has her husband sitting next to her all the time while she's bashing him. They talk about these unsupportive spouses and then they like parade them out. And like, I mean, and Cheryl, yeah, like I've been married 20 years. The only way.
See?
Last week.
I've only been married 9 years, so I'm just learning from y'all. So
Yeah, but
Oh,
nine's
man.
still good. If you can make it past 7, you're
I'm just
you're
saying.
set. Yeah.
But you know, it's not funny. And
No.
I can't imagine throwing that much disrespect at my husband in front of thousands of people.
yeah,
Like, why
And
would you
then-
do that?
it's a yo-yo too, because it's like you're slapping them 1 second and then you're trying to get in good with them the next second. It's kind of, it feels like a little bit of a emotionally abusive cycle just to treat someone like that. And I'm not anything, I don't have any certifications, I don't have any licensure. I'm just saying that doesn't seem healthy to me. And I wouldn't be in a friendship
No.
with someone either if they would be like, you're a piece of crap. Also, this is my friend. Look how great they are. They hang out
Yeah.
with me all the time. And it's like, which one are we? Are we hot or are we cold? Ugh.
Well,
And
and
communication.
the thing, I also get frustrated. I also get frustrated where David is like, oh my gosh, it's so possible to be successful in this business. Then why aren't you working the business? Because you have stopped coaching for the most part and are trying to be a coach to coaches now. So don't talk about, and they are all doing this. Let's be real. They all are.
Yeah. I think it's weird that they're, again, have they ever hit the very top where they were number one in the company or at all?
Jamie was in top 10. I can find out which year.
okay.
I've got them downloaded, but
So
I
he's the
have-
only one that can really say anything about actually working your way to the top.
he's the only one that's been in at least the top 10 of these guys.
Happy anniversary to
Yes,
your
happy
parents. That's
anniversary.
amazing.
That's
I
a
think
long
that-
time. Wow.
Yep.
And I'm surprised at how many coaches don't actually do this with their spouse when they start this business, because this is a different business. It's
It's a
untraditional.
multi-marketing.
I think the conversation has to be had. It has to be had, you know, when the kids are
Okay, I'm sorry, you all. I'm sorry, YouTube, Reddit, whoever. But okay, he's sorry that more people don't do it with their spouse as a business when your first coach is your spouse or partner. Everybody does it together as a business.
Yeah.
Some just don't know about it.
Yep. Good point, Cheryl. Just drive that point home.
Okay.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome,
done.
Janet. Just celebrated 20
yes.
years. That's amazing. Come on, StreamYard. Seriously? You're trying to do this and embarrass me? Gosh darn it.
You're in bed, or you're not half deep in a bottle of Merlot or whatever your thing is, and you sit them down in a quiet spot and you really have to explain to them, and I don't think it has to be business related. You're not there to tell them, X amount that you're going to earn or anything like that, because at that time as a new coach, you really don't know what's going on. But I think it's important to have the conversation. Look at, babe, whatever you want to say, this is important to me. I'm loving the way I'm feeling.
Oh, whoever
in
is
this
managing
business.
this camera is just.
I'm loving the community that I'm reaching. The community that I belong to. This is going to be different. I might be on my phone a little bit, but I think asking for permission.
A
Don't
little
at me.
bit. What an under exaggeration. Give me a freaking break. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
we
we totally should ask Amy.
Ask her husband.
Y'all want me to get my husband? He'll definitely tell you what he thought.
Oh yeah. I mean, if
Amy's husband is hilarious.
My husband is pretty funny, and he actually just brought me in some Costco pizza. So.
Oh, nice. Well, feel free to eat.
But you're asking for support, and I think, hey, I'm going to need your support to do this. And saying it with that seriousness, I think it matters. But I don't think people do that enough.
Absolutely, and I know Mike. I think that's something that all three of us had to do. I had to do it with Kristen and really doing it without the distractions and having that communication piece. But moving into another point, I think consistency, we say it with success in business, but I really think when you're dealing with this exact issue, Mike, consistency is really paramount when it comes to success as a coach.
Right, and consistency takes absolutely zero skill. Let's get that up right away. I was at a luncheon yesterday, and I heard so many people talking about consistency. I was consistent, but what does that mean? Your significant other is going to see you doing things a little differently. Things are going to look a little differently, as Jamie mentioned, and that's important for you to kind of let them know that you are serious about this. But then you have to show up that when you're on your phone, you're on your computer, you're using that time to the best that you possibly can to move your business forward.
Did you see that,
Amy? You're going to
Amy?
have to see some results.
So I don't want to read her name again, but I will cut it out. But it said, I'm in a corporate 1-star diamond group still, and I saw that they posted guidelines on what not to say from their legal team. We would love to see that.
That would be fantastic. My husband is supposed to be a spy in an opportunity call tonight. She never sent the link. I'm wondering if not very many people wanted to join her.
For who?
It was Allie Upham.
Oh,
she never
one
sent.
from Kat.
Oh, I've gotten so many from Kat.
Yeah.
My husband is like, dang it. So now my husband's going to be on every Beachbody Hunt's radar.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Press play. Don't pause.
A great example. I battled cancer my first year during this during coaching, and
pain point.
Heather, my wife, wasn't 100% successful, as you heard when she called me before I got up here, and she, the good attorney in her, she gave me 6 months to prove that this was worth our family's time, and I valued that time, that I was going to make sure that I showed up during chemo treatment, during being.
Can I just say this? You're talking about all these pain points. If you are struggling with a horrendous disease like cancer, do not let a coach bully you into showing up for workouts if you're sick as a dog, throwing up from chemotherapy, or just tired. Or don't let someone bully you into not resting or following your doctor's instructions, because it's frustrating that Beachbody has platformed this guy who has overcome it, which I'm glad that he is still around. Anybody who beats cancer, it's an incredible thing. But for him to set this example and say, hey, I showed up every single day when I had cancer and you can too. I mean, that's the underlying feeling that he's pushing right now. And it's like, no, you're more important than any workout program. Your health is. And again, I understand the importance of moving your body, but I've been in so many Zoom calls now of other multi-level marketing companies and Facebook groups and lots of Beachbody calls. And the accountability and support that I see in there sure looks a lot like undue influence and hyper control and pushing people to do things that I could imagine a physical therapist or a doctor would say, hey, that's not good advice. So, dadgummit, I'm so mad.
Sick, dragging myself into the basement.
No, everyone's clapping for him.
I dragged her with me because I needed to prove to her.
Thank
she
you,
was
Emma.
my biggest skeptic, and if I could prove to her, I could prove to anyone. I think it's so important that you just take that as a responsibility.
No.
They might not understand, but the communication piece is so important. Yep.
Absolutely. And with consistency, I think understanding more times than not, it's going to be harder to be consistent. I think we think that consistency will be easy, but working through the hard times is going to make a difference. Now, a next point with this is really being proof, showing them proof about it. And Jamie, I think with males, we need to see proof with this business, with success, to have them have some belief, the men.
I think it's not only men. I think as humans we can be a little bit stubborn, and I mean men maybe a little bit more. I can say that I am one, but I think at the end of the day you can communicate as best as you want. You can do all the things right in the business. You can have the talking points with your spouse and partner. There's going to be sometimes they're still not going to catch on. They still will not maybe support you. So I say prove it to them. I wanted to say something else, but compliance wouldn't let me. But prove it with earnings. Prove it with earnings. If you're that serious about it, show them. So when you go,
I love how compliance apparently saw these speeches before they got up on stage, and they still okayed this idea of pushing someone to work out even while sick. I mean, I just missed the mark.
Did they see the speeches? Did they?
Who knows?
I mean, I have some questions about how much they really look at things and evaluate them. I mean, based on the stuff that we have gotten. But
my question is this, right? So my question is, let me find it. Go ahead. I'll ask it here in a minute.
Okay.
So here's the problem though. So I had a call sent to me from his wife that she was on, and she was like, look, it's going to take a couple years before you start to see any substantial income or money, right? So she's trying to get them to think like, okay, I'm in this for the long haul. And they throw that out there so that you're like, I'm on the tipping point and it's going to happen for me just anytime. But he's saying you have to show it to them with income. You're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So right before Summit, and I didn't get to watch all the Summit videos because I was on a work thing. So I sent an email to compliance and said, I think you all need to do a company-wide training at Summit of what you can and cannot say and what you can and cannot do. I would be happy to provide examples if you need them, right? They said back to me, yes, there are several discussions lined up for Summit in regards to policy, legal, and compliance. We do our best to train accordingly.
Oh, give me a break. I've worked for companies where...
Were there any compliance trainings, Amy?
None on the main stage. I mean, not in any of the ones where everybody was present because they live streamed all of those.
And that's where it should be.
At all. Yeah. And not only that, but then they would actually go against things with compliance. So there, I mean, like Christy said, there is a clip of Carl saying that we lose muscle while we sleep. There was weird, and he was doing that while talking to Joel about the new program, and Joel didn't do anything.
Yeah, because he You get in trouble if you speak up around Carl, apparently.
Okay, so look what Emma said. They did a compliance training this year. It was a breakout session.
So you didn't have to go.
How many people are going to choose to go to that when you could choose instead to go, see one of these coaches who is like in the top 10 or whatever? You're not going to go to a compliance training.
It needs to be on the front stage for everyone. It needs to be for everyone.
Emma, do you know who taught it? Do you know who taught the compliance training? Because that's my other question.
Yeah, we would all love to know. Dadgum, this makes me so mad. I have no idea how many went, but they did have one on the first day. Okay, maybe we can find out from.
Did they have one on the first day when everyone, like in the everyone sessions? Because didn't they do? Oh, maybe it was just Melanie Mitchell did a special training for her team before. I was thinking that there were some trainings the day before.
Okay.
For earning is hey babe.
I'll be quiet.
This is from the earnings.
No, you're
I think
good.
that's just
They're
the point
making
somebody
me
have to
cry,
deal
not
with. So
anybody else.
don't sit and whine about it. Go prove it to them.
You can't ignore success. It's so important. When you can't ignore success, whether it's the Beachbody results success, whether it's business success, the same thing with your significant other. It's the success that's going to say, oh, maybe, which is our next point, I should get involved with this.
Right. So the next question is, what can you do to get the men involved? How can you get them to team up with you? And I think one of the main things right now.
Great.
So, and they're also implying that the only way that they're going to measure success is the money. I am telling you right now that for my husband, and he's in here, so he may say something else. The money wasn't the thing. The money was not. He would rather have me present and time than the $40 from the challenge pack that took me weeks to sell. That is what they're just saying, that the rank and the money, that's how you're successful. Guess what? That leads to a very lonely life.
Yeah.
Yep. Does compliance actually do anything useful? Here's what I think is the problem. I don't think that they have the size of team they need to regulate the coaches, because I've worked for a big company before where they had a huge compliance department and the copywriters were a part of the compliance department. And it was this whole huge thing. And with how much Beachbody has cut, that we've heard in their quarterly earnings call and all that other stuff, and seen things that are written, I think they're cutting money from the departments that matter the most, like compliance, because there's too many coaches and they're getting recruited too fast to keep them in check. And we know that Carl has a hands-off approach to the Facebook groups that he said in the podcast, the interview that he did I don't know how long ago it was, but.
Well, and all I know is when I sent some stuff to compliance, they're like, oh, we're so busy trying to address other things that we can't address all the things.
But they can find.
So
except for Cheryl.
The FTC will, and it's like, we're not trying to threaten people. We're just saying, like, this is dangerous. You're not willing to change it. We're going to find someone who is willing to change it. And again, if no government organization can change it, then we're going to try to warn the public as best we can on a public platform, because you missed your chance, Beachbody. You missed your chance. God dang it.
Is being, we say being a product of the product, but getting them involved with the program, right, Mike?
You have to. This is the number one thing for me. It's like you have to be proof the products work. You have to do it the way it's designed. Not a week, not 7 of the 8 weeks. You're going to do all of it, all the 8 weeks. If your significant other wants to be part of this with you, what a perfect opportunity we have with Lift More coming out. Get them involved. You can't make them do anything. But you can ask very, very nicely that if you want to get involved, this is a great way you can help me.
This is so gross.
Do it together. Couples do very well when they pair up together. You're a partnership, and let them in on the partnership. Yep.
And understanding the catalog is vast. There's male, whether it's Body Beast or, even go old school P90X or X2, any of the male.
Stephanie asked Amy, were you ranked before you left?
Yeah, so I was a diamond coach, but that's as far as I could get. And then it's a hamster wheel, because you're losing coaches, and so you have to be replacing them at such a high level, and then getting them to get people, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Programs, maybe you have to sacrifice doing something with them to get them more involved. I think the next point really is really understanding the compensation plan and how magnificent that is, right, Jamie? I think most coaches and ladies, we don't understand it, and I think therefore the men don't understand as well, and I think them understanding it plays into that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Compliance is going to start twitching here in a sec, but
we would love for them to twitch for the stuff that we send in. I don't know why they're twitching around like what this guy's saying. Gosh.
You can't explain this in a minute, so I won't try to.
Yeah,
but
you did just say that.
I think it's up to you to dive into your back office to understand that, because they're never going to do it if you don't do it.
This patronizing tone gets me so angry. And I grew up in a house where my dad, and I hate comparing this all the time, but like when you actually grow up around someone who like respects you and you don't ever feel a difference between being a girl or seeing how they treat your brothers, listening to this kind of SHIT, it grinds my gears. It's like, what am I missing? Where did this, what ideas? And he's talking to a whole stadium
of women. And I think that's what Kaz had mentioned. I saw it somewhere that, keep in mind, these are 3 men mansplaining to thousands of women.
Yeah. Get out of here, dude. Like they're, oh God, dang it.
And my husband's the one that kept the profit and loss statement, not me. My husband knew it a lot better than I did. So Jen said the same thing. Yeah.
So did mine.
Wow.
But I would never believe him.
Me either.
StreamYard, don't do this to me.
And I'm always surprised how many coaches don't know what sponsorship drill down is. Have you ever gone into your earnings commissions and clicked on the hyperlinks and gone and figured out what everything is? I'm shocked at how many people don't do that. I say that with respect. But that's part of your process. That's part of you building up that competence, so your confidence is elevated. And you just have to dive in there. You have to go where you're fearful, and that's part of this process. They're never going to get back there if you're not back there. So that's a big one. I mean, team bonus. I know we've got LV, RV, EV, PV, and there's a lot of different things out there, but we've got quarterly bonuses, we've got matching bonuses. We've got all those things for them to grab hold of that and understand those concepts. You have to kind of get that first.
It sounds like he's talking to a 6-year-old or a very adolescent kid when it's like, this is too smart for you to grasp by yourself. So I'm going to talk really slowly and I'm going to make a lot of assumptions about things you do and don't know. Give me a break. Jeez.
But, let's say the reality here, right? So he's basically saying that women are not smart enough to go drill into back office.
That's exactly. I was getting so mad.
When I state the fact that I didn't know anything that was going on how much I made or lost, it was because I was so freaking busy with my head down, just trying my hardest to sell. I didn't have time to go to the back office.
Yeah.
Well, and they didn't tell me to go drill down. They said, no, don't worry about it. Just go.
Yep. I believe that because we were told similar things in other multi-level marketing companies. And I've seen, oh my gosh, probably 60 hours worth of Zoom trainings from this other coach, Katie K, who's in Beachbody and who has a tight grip on her team. And it's like, these guys are talking about a situation that is not actually reality in these Zoom trainings of like what is encouraged and what is told for people to do. So
yeah.
He's treating us. I'm like, I've never been in Beachbody. He's treating the people he's talking to like they're just morons. And I just want to barf. I'm so mad right now. Oh my God.
Super powerful, because if they see that opportunity, I think that really plays into it. And also another point, I think teamwork. We all have strengths and weaknesses. I know Kristen and I have strengths and weaknesses. And Mike, teamwork is so important on how to work with your spouse and working together as a team and working on what you're strong at.
Yeah, once you kind of see that your significant other wants to be part of this with you, you do have to work off your strengths and weaknesses, and maybe even like your dislikes and your likes. I firmly believe you should keep all income-producing activities or your IPAs should kind of stay with you, because you're the face of the business, and they might not want to be the face of this business. They might not want to be on social media. I didn't want to be on social media, but it's kind of said you had to. So,
he's totally
it's one of
loving
those things
social
where
media.
you find
Get
what
out of here.
each other are good at. For me, it was bringing Heather in to handle emails.
Like Kristen
She's
said.
very good with emails, and that took a lot of workload off of me.
Get the F
sending
out of here
emails out
for sure.
new challengers and coaches and challenge groups, the lead program, and it took a lot of stuff off. And when you kind of divvy up the responsibilities, it frees you up to do more of the things that matter most to grow your business. And you know what? Maybe it's just like, I need time. Can you watch the kids for an hour? Like, maybe it's as simple as that, and taking care of dinner. You don't know. It doesn't have to.
What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pop out the video. We're on minute 1649. I'm going to put it in a browser so I can speed it up because he's talking like so slow. Okay, remove. Let me pop this in real quick.
Yeah, while you... yeah, can you watch the kids? Can you babysit? Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
need a break.
They're so frustrating.
Like, he literally just gave me a headache.
Mm-hmm. That's what Emma said. She's like, my stomach hurts. She just became his secretary. Yeah, it's like, okay, you sweet little lady, you go be the face on social media because I don't want to do that, but I got all this business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry your little head over that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, exactly. You be the secretary.
Okay.
Wow.
While she's doing that, I can show you one thing while DC's doing that. So, and it's going to be backwards. Someone sent me the Success magazine. This is from 2013, August 2013, and it's all Beachbody propaganda. It's amazing. And this man, I don't know if he was the #1 coach. I kind of think he may have been. His name was Wayne Wyatt, not even in the company anymore. And neither is his wife. He is an orthodontist. And it was interesting. I saw something that it made me so mad. Oh, yeah. To measure how much Beachbody has changed his life, all you have to do is count the number of children he and his wife Anita have.
Are you kidding me? What?
Because now they had 5, and now they've added, I'm not going to say the child's name. 3 years ago, they had 5 children. Now they've added a 5-year-old boy with special needs to their family. Adopting a special needs child is something they never would have been able to do physically or financially until Beachbody transformed their lives.
Wow, what a peach.
Wow.
Give me a break.
That was, wow.
Yeah.
This.
Maybe it's just like, I need time.
Is that too fast? Can y'all hear?
No.
Can you watch kids for an hour? Like, maybe it's as simple as that, taking care of dinner. You don't know, it doesn't have to be part of the back office, but it's something that if they want to be part of this with you, however they're going to start, maximize the time that you're given to move your business forward.
No, 100%. And I think the last thing we really talk about is the men that want to build business. I think it's so easy to get caught up. No, it's a female-dominated business, but we all 3 of us did it. And I think it's so easy to compare your email you want to start, and you're comparing your chapter 1 to our chapter 12 instead of saying, let me start on my day 1 and realize there.
Oh, there's an echo? Okay, let me try to figure it out.
But he's like, we're all successful. Jamie has stepped back so that Kim could step forward. So Jamie's not really, I mean, he was, what did I say? He was premier last year. So he is moving. They're moving back. David isn't even an elite coach anymore. So like the things that they're saying versus the reality behind it, it's just not.
It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
It's not adding up.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm going to press play again, see if you can still hear it.
There is advanced Cadillac mail programs.
Can y'all hear it?
Social media.
Is that echo better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
To build the business, we all start with 0 followers and 0 friends. And Jamie, you really hit on a good point about being authentic with the mails and just being yourself.
Yeah, I think there's so many ways to build this business, and in a lot of ways, even though this is quote unquote male focus, this really speaks to everyone in the room. And I think no secrets in this business. I think the secret sauce though is you just can't be scared of being yourself. And the most successful, whatever that means, most successful coaches I see, they are so real. They're so themselves. When you meet them in person, they're the same people as they are on social media. I know that's eeasier said than done because we get so afraid of who we are. I think you showing up.
Lies.
What? Has he met the coaches? Has he met them? Does he know who he works with?
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I guess he's not. I mean, they paid him all to be on the stage spouting this SHIT. So,
oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh, freaking heck! Why do they let these guys talk?
And you really should try to not look like every other Beachbody coach. That should actually be your goal.
Literally, that's Carl's whole marketing plan.
Here's the thing, like we don't want to get too, but we have this connective tissue, right? We're all like human spirits. We all connect in certain ways. That connective tissue happens when we gel on things that we both love or not love or are interested in. You know, we have a really good
connective tissue is an actual thing. It's an actual biological term. I don't what he's making up his own definitions. Just like Ashley Molstad's talking about intentional eating or whatever it's called. I don't even know what her term is. And then freaking Carl talking about what is it?
Participation marketing, volunteer sales force, like
unsophisticated volunteer sales force.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Jesus.
Unsophisticated volunteer sales force? What? Is that what we're watching right now? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear God.
Conversation with someone, it just flows. That's not going to happen if you're not showing up as you on social media. It's just not going to happen because you're actually acting. You're trying to be
or
something
use your
you're
kid.
not. And I know you hear that a lot, but you've got to show up as you, the quirks, the weird stuff. We're all a little weird, guys. Have you not noticed? Like, but that's the binding stuff that really people want to see, and it connects you to them. And let's be real. Men are afraid to be vulnerable. A lot of us are afraid to show up and be who we are. And I hope that changes. And if you're struggling, maybe that's something to look at.
I'm all for people showing up for who they are. I'm also for every single independent Beachbody coach following the rules laid down by the FTC and their own policies and procedures. And they sure do mix it up a lot where they say, oh, someone's picking on me because I'm different. No, we're picking on you because you broke the rules and you are deceiving people who are going to buy from you. That is the issue. That is the issue.
And what he's saying, though, too, is if you are not being successful, it is because there is something wrong with you. You need to look at how you are showing up on social media. It's like, no.
It's all your fault.
It's on you.
Yeah. Ew. I just can't with this guy.
Congratulations for getting your first block.
Oh, that's amazing, Jennifer.
Congratulations. We're so proud.
Hi, Shannon. I'd say it's nice to see you, but you blocked me, and we weren't even being that mean on the video. So, and
I actually liked your hair.
Yeah, your hair did look good.
I think it's Mike and I both being state troopers and having to work through that. But that's the biggest thing is you have to be true to who you are. And when your vision is big enough, you will work through and see yourself achieve it before you're even there because you have to be authentic to yourself. But I think the work is the same. I think
this is Word Salad, and they are on a huge stage in front of thousands of people.
Here's your reminder.
Oh.
Zoom call.
There's a Zoom call going on. Sorry.
Get caught up like, oh no, we don't still need to do the invites and the follow-ups. At the end of the day, Jamie, the back process is
Alexa, stop.
Like
yeah, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of male coaches reach out and they
disrespectful.
Different ways to build a business, but the number one question I get is like, how do I get guys to join the business? I said, I don't know. I don't know how to get guys to join the business. I'm looking for people. I'm looking for people that want to grow something. So why would I look for a man or a woman or a blonde or a brunette or whatever? I'm looking for people.
Wow, what an asshole.
So that's just with the business activity tracker. It's like, it's no different. It's no different. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. It's the same. I almost swore. I didn't. It's the same stuff.
They could freaking edit this on post-production if Beachbody actually had a team to delay it a little bit and beep it out, but they don't. I mean, I know this was live and they're not supposed to cuss, but they, at least for producing this video, they could have beeped it out.
Okay, but if you look, they just held like this Diamond Leadership Retreat super weekend this last weekend. I'm taking one for the team. I'm pulling up the reel. Okay, wait, hold on. And they're talking about connection. Let's see. I mean, Jamie's there. I don't know if there's any other men. Maybe their husbands.
Angie Bellamar, or the top coach this year, she was a guest speaker and her husband was there.
Oh, sweet. Oh, wait, I see 1, 2. It's hard to count among all the blondes. They do have a type. Like, don't tell me that. No.
Yeah, they do. For sure they do. For sure they do.
And Jen, the fact that you are saying that there's a volunteer cell, like using the words volunteer sales force to your compliance emails, that's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Just how many times you do the different sections of the bat is what's going to matter.
You still need to do the work, right? I think we make excuses instead of making reasons. And I think a big thing for males, and I know I went through it early on, I used to joke.
How do they go from telling women what they're supposed to feel and do and how, whatever, speak correctly to men, and then they're giving their own example? Like, which is it? They should have just stayed in their lane and talked about their own experience this whole talk. I don't even want to listen to them ever again. Like, I hope they block me. I don't like listening to any of y'all.
Wanted me to get to do P90X back in the day. I'm like, I'm not doing that Richard Simmons home workout stuff. That's not happening. Because I think men it's the ego that gets the best of us. And I think that we have to work through that. And Mike, ego, right? And
you all have it. Dear God.
Ego, stubbornness. There's a whole bunch of things. Listen,
Yes, all of y'all have it.
I was an academy instructor for 14 years. I was the person really in your face. And I remember having a conversation.
Like Air Force or Naval Academy or what?
With this guy.
I think police.
Oh, Police Academy. Okay.
Sean T. I had a conversation with him when I was a PC, like a preferred customer really back then. I was a discount coach. And he's like, are you going to take this serious? Like, you're going to coach? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, you're not going to be successful. I'm never going to forget this. You're not going to be successful until you're ready to get vulnerable. And I'm like, oh, man. Law enforcement, like, that's not an easy one. I'm not even on social media, but I took that to heart. It doesn't mean, it's however that looks for you, it has to look different for everybody. And you don't have to open up your closet to everybody, but you do have to be authentic and put yourself out there a little bit. And that's really important because you're not going to attract anybody that you're meant to attract without having that vulnerability a little bit, and kind of letting them in behind the curtain. And again, that was a hard thing for me. From my background, it was frowned upon, very much so. So I did that. I took that to heart. I was open and coachable. And I think it circles back to the original reason of why I started. If you're a male coach, are there any male coaches here? Because
you don't even know.
I remember my first summit, not here, but I was in the top bleachers in 2015, and I just watched and knew I'd be on stage someday, hopefully sharing some value. And I wouldn't have put my hand up. I wouldn't have announced myself if someone said that. I was just a quiet sniper from the top, kind of just. Maybe that's not the right thing to say.
Odd.
It's my law enforcement background. It was just hard. So, but yeah, so I was open to doing the things because there was something, and maybe this will connect with you. There's got to be something deep inside that's burning, that wants to burn brighter, and you need to fuel that because the regret's a horrible thing. So if you are feeling that, if you're loving the programs and products, like, it starts with that.
Okay, it starts with that, but let me just say this. If you're in Beachbody and you are thinking like, hey, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, you can leave at any time. You can pivot at any time. What they're speaking about here is putting this idea in your head that you just haven't built up enough emotion and been so committed to it that you're able to pull from that and push through to success. That is an inaccurate picture what he's painting, and that is in the same realm as like undue influence. So just
well,
being on the outside of it, just get out if you want to get out.
And look at, and so they just said, so Scotty is currently at 281, I think they said. So Scotty Hobbs is another male coach, former top 10. Last year, he was an elite or premier. Okay.
Wow.
Now he's at 281. So he has stepped up his game. But why isn't he a leader premier? In my opinion, because he doesn't have to. Melanie Mitro's in his downline. Do you know the amount of volume going through his businesses? Like, a lot. So he didn't have to work. He didn't have to do it. But now he has to do it because they're losing too many people.
Wow.
I'm speechless. literally irritated by these men. I'm sorry. I have no words.
Yeah, and it again, like I was I guess sheltered growing up. I did have a great dad, and that not a lot of people do. And coming in running up against Dominic Izzo and running up to get these guys, it's like, one, this is scary. Two, I can't believe there's actually people out here who continue to perpetuate these ideas and shove them on women and have such a little value and little like perspective about the potential of women. It's like, it just makes me want to gag. It's really frustrating.
Yep.
That's why I would say you have to start with that. It's how we all got involved. It's how I think probably most of the people up front here got involved, falling in love with the programs and products, and then wanting to build a business around something you were going to do anyway. Why not help more people do it? I know it sounds so basic and simple, but it really is. So get out of your own way. Get out of your own way.
For the men, don't let the start stop you. It's on you at the end of the day. It is on you, and you need to take that first step. Draw a line in the sand today. Where are the men? Stand up quickly. We have like 10 seconds. Stand up. Where are the men that are out there?
Spouses on.
Yeah, here we go.
Spouses on as well. Even if it's your first summit. Even if you're up there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
I'll try to get this out. Shit, there I swore. I got it.
Start the tears.
Yeah.
100%.
Take care of our men.
Emotional manipulation.
So we're going to end with this. We have a special surprise for all the men. Doesn't matter if you're a preferred customer. It doesn't matter if you're a new customer. It doesn't matter if you are a coach. Mike, Jamie, and I are going to run a Lift More Dude group with Joel starting in August 1st. To be in this group, you have to commit to the program and the nutrition. None of this digital only crap. I'm just calling it as it is. We want to go all in with the results, and we're going to open up this group just for the men, any man that signs up. So follow Michael, Jamie, and I on social media. Get connected. Let's blow up, lift more. Men, we're here for you, and let's do this. Thank you.
Awesome.
So he just told them, we are here for you. We want to do this with you. Spend an asinine amount of money on the nutrition because we're not going to take you in this group if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do this. Let's do a dude group. And, and I want to say, I like what Emery said. Okay. They just excluded so many people.
Yep.
They excluded people who are non-binary. They excluded people who maybe have a same-sex partner that they are trying, like they don't even think of anyone except for the very small group that they're in.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very shallow perspective, and it just reveals how much they're focused on themselves and what revolves around their experience and their what they've run into. And it's exhausting to listen to them.
Yeah.
And we could snark on them way more. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, where do you stop? Where do you stop? And it's frustrating. Right. It's really frustrating. Emily Frauder Favre, yes.
Yes. And white, straight, cisgender, and normally bald. I don't know what that is with the bald men in the groups, but I mean, I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think
maybe Shakeology is making them lose their hair.
Oh my gosh, maybe they should talk to Monat.
Yeah, I got a DM earlier, and I sent it to y'all, but this lady, someone in this lady's group was told to stop drinking Shakeology because they thought it was interfering with her hormones to conceive. So her doctor made her get off of it for 2.5 months, that's just what I was sent. That's not me making a claim. It's interesting that if it's promoted as this fix-all product, that is pretty telling that someone was told to get off it. And everyone's experience is different. Yeah.
By her doctor.
By a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and we just are like scratching the surface because there are some really problematic men. These are just 3. There are some others that are just.
And I think that people might have a question. One of the reasons they asked where Shaun T was or whatnot, we're not snarking on Shaun T.
Oh, no, we love Shaun T.
An executive decision.
Well, and so Shanti was at Summit for very brief portions. He did not participate a ton that they showed. He did not. And he seems to not be participating nearly as much as he has in the past. It seems like he's doing what he has to for his contract.
Yeah, I love Shanti. He's great.
I like Tony Horton too. I really liked. I've done P90X before it was an MLM or before Beachbody was. Like, I like Tony Horton. I mean, I don't know a ton about him, but
he did a podcast that is so good. And he throws some pretty serious shade at Beachbody, and I mean, he didn't mention names, but Autumn.
What? We need to do a podcast with you?
Share that podcast, Amy.
It is.
No, we should all live react to it together, Cheryl.
I will have to I will have to split it into parts because I want to say it's like 2.5 hours.
Oh boy, yeah, we got to do 30-minute segments. We know how much we.
Yes, 4 seasons. 4 seasons.
Yeah, because it was so fascinating because I really like Tony, and got to meet him, and he's just a great guy, and P90X was, and this is where I will continue to say the old programs were good.
Yeah, that's why I have a really good feeling. Like for Shanti, like he's the person who helped me lose close to 100 pounds. Right? I remember being over 250 pounds, doing my best, like doing insanity. Right? Like doing step ups and like pushing through it. And he's always been very motivational. Yeah, he got caught up into the Beachbody crap, but when you think about Shanti and you look at him, he's real. Like he's a real person, right?
Yep.
So yeah, love you, Shanti.
Yep. Yeah, we do. No snark for you, dude. Man. Yep.
Yeah,
not at all.
I will find now. I've seen people like, I want the podcast. I will try and find that one, and I think it may have been also in on YouTube. I think they may have put it over to YouTube. Okay. So I will find it, and tomorrow I can drop it in the chat.
Cool. Maybe we could do a Saturday morning brunch or Sunday brunch or some kind of brunch situation where it'd be like, let's do non-compliant Beachbody stuff and listen to Tony Snark on Beachbody.
Oh, I found it. I knew I would find it fast. It's the Habits and Hustle podcast.
Okay.
Habits and Hustle podcast. It's episode 139, and it is 2.5 hours long.
Ooh. Wait, was that the same podcast that Carl was on? Or is that Tony's podcast, Habits and Hustle?
No, Carl may have been on this one. They interview a lot of different people. But I mean, Tony is he's amazing. He's jacked. Like,
yeah, he is amazing.
He's still the stuff he's doing is crazy. So, and I believe it's minutes 35 to 70 that you want to pay attention to.
Oh, what episode did you say, Amy?
139.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Well, this has been great. It's been horrible listening to the men, but it's been great hanging out with y'all. We missed Amber, and we loved having Jen in the live chat. I'm excited for day 4 to have us all back together again.
Yes.
In our non-culty group, but it feels, I don't know, it feels fun to get to do stuff together. So,
and just so Amber and Jen knows, we would have canceled tonight if we didn't find out last minute, because I don't want them to think, because y'all canceled for me when I was sick. So
we will cancel in a heartbeat. Like, people are way more important than doing this.
Right.
Even though snarkers are snarkies, we love you in a non-culty way, but we will cancel at the drop of a hat if we didn't already tell you all that we were streaming at 6.
Right.
Yep. What's tomorrow? I think are we still deciding for sure on tomorrow?
Yeah, I do want to do Carl's quarter 2 call at some point.
We should end with that one. We should end with that.
On Saturday?
We really do have to cover Ashley at some point.
Oh yeah, Ashley and Shannon, the dynamic duo. We've got to do her.
Maybe we do Ashley and Shannon tomorrow.
Yeah, we should do that. Ashley, Shannon, then Carl. Next day. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone wants the Carl call. They've been waiting for it.
And Autumn. We need to throw Autumn in there. Yeah.
You know,
let's
be real. We have so much on so many of them that it's really hard to fit everything in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we may have to end up doing another one once we all have our matching sweatshirts on. And
yes.
Oh yeah. We made some Snark sweatshirts. You can buy them. That we're not making any money off of it because it was just a joke. Because I wanted it to wear when I was snarking on Beachbody, but it's a blue sweatshirt with the white logo right over here. Right? Oh, I can't show you, but it has the bite taken out of the Beachbody, and then we also made a "Damn It, Carl" shirt with the little Snark Week logo underneath. That's a T-shirt, and I'm gonna put the gray one up too. They're all in the link in my bio. The sweatshirts are a smidge expensive because like it's the more people who buy, the cheaper it'll get. It's just from Custom Ink. It's like family reunion style. Load up something and you can order it. So if you want to do that, feel free.
Yeah, I vote we do Ashley and Shannon tomorrow, though. Look, Ashley's 56 and Shannon's 144.
Yeah, because Ashley is. So I have a yeah, I have an idea of why Ashley is starting to get 56. She's going back to her old ways. Intentional, intuitive eating.
Yep. Her stories have been wild, which are completely different than what she posted in that Facebook group I got kicked out of. And am I still salty about that?
Yeah.
Sure am. So, god dang, I'm so mad. I'm just frustrated. Like, double down on whatever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you want, do it. But you just, I mean, half a second ago you were saying intentional eating, and now you're eating beef sticks and vegetables and Shakeology and 700 calories a day. Give me a break.
Lori's in Texas, Emma.
Yeah, she's in Texas.
Yeah, she's with me.
Yeah, I mean, and Ashley did say you can change and you can grow. Absolutely. But if you are flipping like this back and forth all the time and you are putting it out there every day, no. People are going to hold you accountable.
She changes every week.
Yeah. It really comes across that she's trying to be all things to all people, which is a weird like religious thing to do, which is like you're going to get in trouble when you do that. And that literally kind of warns against that in the Bible. But am I not trying to be religious? But it's like be consistent or at least acknowledge that you said something previously.
Mm-hmm.
And she never does that. She's just like, well, I'm doing it this week. Well, a lot of people were committed to what you said when you were preaching intentional eating. A lot of people were. So what does that mean when you went hard for that mentality? You convinced a lot of people to do intentional eating, and now you're like, now we're doing intentional macro calorie restricting. Okay.
Well, and she sold Gut Protocol hard. She was one of the top.
She offered money back. We're
sure
giving too much content for tomorrow, y'all.
Oh yeah.
You know that?
We can't. We have some Snark for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, come back tomorrow, Carrie. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. And Carrie, if you find anything good on Ashley, because we're all blocked, but I mean we still have ways. But if you find anything good, definitely send it on over.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, it's been great. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll the outro and live chat. You've been incredible. Always a pleasure to have you. Replay crew, please let us know what you think in the comments. We love you in a non-culty way. And I'll do my best to respond. If you haven't liked the live stream yet, we'd love for you to like it, because if you did like it, it does help us a little bit. So it's so easy just to thumbs up and follow Amy and Cheryl, or even follow me if you like my content. If you don't like my content, and just talk about it on Reddit, okay?
Amber and Jen too.
Amber and Jen too. Yep.
Amber and Jen too. They are with us in a PNG overlay spirit over here. Jen's been hanging out with us in the live chat, and we will see you all tomorrow. Okay. Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye guys.